beautiful. You're beautiful.
Today's tea is steaming hot. The word on the street is that Beyoncé's former surgeon just dropped a bombshell, and it's got the internet spinning. He's saying that Queen Bey has allegedly been pushing Blue Ivy to get cosmetic procedures to enhance her appearance. Can you believe that? It's like a scene straight out of a Hollywood scandal. Now listen, the internet has had Blue Ivy's name in its mouth since she was a baby. From day one, folks were dissecting her looks, comparing her to Beyoncé and Jay-Z like she was part of some red carpet competition. People had no chill. Social media was wild with posts, threads, and memes, all picking apart her nose, her hair, her everything. Some users were supportive, sure, but way too many were just straight-up haters. It was ugly and totally uncalled for. There was a moment that had everyone shaking their heads. Blue Ivy was just a toddler, and folks were already coming for her natural hair. People online were calling it uncombed and dragging her like she wasn't just a little girl trying to live. That was the moment things went way too far. Even Saucy Santana got himself in hot water when a fan tweeted, "I just want to be like Blue Ivy," and he clapped back with nappy-headed. Like, what? That was a low blow, and people weren't having it. Fast forward to now, and everyone's been talking about Blue's glow-up, calling her stunning, elegant, and even iconic. But here's where it flips. This surgeon who used to work with Beyoncé is saying that her transformation didn't happen naturally. He's claiming it was all part of a behind-the-scenes makeover. And that's not even the wildest part. He says there's a full list of enhancements already lined up for her in the future. It's like this whole thing was planned from the start. People are shocked. Some are defending Bey, saying she's just trying to protect Blue from the cruelty of the internet. Others are calling it way too much, saying Blue should be allowed to grow into herself without all that pressure. Either way, this surgeon airing it all out like that is major drama. And you already know the Beehive ain't playing about their queen or her daughter. They're dragging this surgeon left and right, calling him out for being messy and breaking trust. One user posted, "He just ruined his whole career over clout." And another said, "Nobody asked for this, and why is he even talking?"
Do that you grown or old enough to do it. So guess what? Go Beyoncé, go ahead. 'Cause later on, she just training y'all fucking.
Things got even messier when that old tweet resurfaced, and let's just say it was full of shade. Saucy Santana had the internet fired up when he tweeted, "I'm sorry, but Northwest clears Blue Ivy. Have several seats." Yeah, he really said that. And get this, folks came for him hard when it popped back up a few years later, but instead of backing down, he hit back with more heat. He tweeted, "Fake woke B-words. People don't care about old tweets. The internet has this weird thing with power, thinking they have the power to cancel someone. Newsflash, you don't. Y'all be thinking y'all have someone by the balls about situations you don't care about. Wild, right?" That tweet alone sparked a firestorm, but it also opened the door to a deeper convo. Why is there so much obsession with how Blue Ivy looks?
15-year-old guy. It's gonna be all it is. In front of no grown ass. I don't give a what you talking about. I don't give a what you doing. Do that you grown or old enough to do it. So guess what? Go Beyoncé, go ahead. 'Cause later on, you just training y'all fucking.
Like it was a game of spot the difference, throwing around that same tired question, did she get the right genes? What made it worse was that a lot of that talk was drenched in beauty standards that don't even come from her culture. People picked apart her natural features, her hair, her nose, her skin tone, all while ignoring the beauty in her identity. It wasn't just criticism, it was coded. A lot of folks were pushing Eurocentric ideals that made it seem like anything outside that standard was wrong or needed fixing. And that's a whole different kind of damage. Now, throw in the gossip and rumors and it's a whole storm. Blind Items and gossip blogs have been pushing some intense claims. They say Beyoncé and her mom, Tina Knowles, are frustrated that Blue doesn't look enough like Beyoncé. Like, seriously? That's her daughter. Why does she have to be a copy version to be accepted? According to these blogs, Blue's glam squad puts in extra work before public events, allegedly to soften her look, so the media won't come for her. That includes makeup tricks, styling shifts, and even angle training so she photographs a certain way. One source even went so far as to claim Beyoncé's Keem is already planning a future cosmetic procedure, like a nose job, once Blue's older. That part really got folks shook.
The kids even have friends. They don't sing yet. They don't sing. They don't rap yet. And they already have Grammys. So it's like they give them this trophy so we can secure it.
Whether it's true or not, the fact that people even believe it could be says a lot about how deep the obsession goes. Instead of letting this young girl just live, grow, and be herself, the world keeps trying to mold her into some perfect fantasy version of Beyoncé. And that pressure is way too much, especially for someone just trying to enjoy a life. Just when you thought things couldn't get any deeper, boom, here comes another blind item with more behind-the-scenes tea about the Carter dynasty. This one paints a picture of a family so caught up in image, it's like their brand is more important than real life. Insiders say that Blue Ivy, the one and only heir to the empire, is already feeling the pressure of not fitting into that high glam mold the family is known for. Can you imagine carrying all that at such a young age? That spotlight doesn't play. According to the gossip, she's been handed the whole royal treatment. Front row at the shows, Grammy appearances, red carpet, glam, all of it. But behind the glitz, it's looking like there's some tension you won't see on camera. Allegedly, Queen Mama Beyoncé and Grandma Matriarch Tina Knowles are quietly frustrated that Blue didn't inherit more of Bey's face card. Instead, the insiders say she's got her father's looks, Jay-Z's twin, and that apparently has the glam squad working overtime, trying to soften her features before she hits the spotlight. Seriously. And y'all, it doesn't stop there. The rumor mill says that Blue knows what's being said about her online. She's reading the comments, seeing the jokes, watching the comparisons, and instead of brushing it off, she's trying to shift how she looks, using makeup early, trying to push the image closer to moms and away from dads. That's a lot of emotional weight for someone just stepping into the public eye. One insider claims she's already started building a long-term strategy around her look. They say the idea of enhancements has already been floated for the future. And yes, the nose job talk has allegedly been brought up, though nothing official. That convo alone stirred up enough buzz to have people talking for days.
No 13-year-old of mine is going to do all it is in front of no grown. I don't give a so I don't give a what to do. Do that you grown or old enough to do it. So yes, go Beyoncé, go ahead. Just later on, you just training y'all. Next in line, because Beyoncé 40. How long she gonna shake that like J-Lo? Because they got to. You're a puppy. They get mad because I say that. Then they say this and say that. Girl, your mother is Beyoncé. They got billions of dollars. She can do a lot of that little girl. That little girl could be influential somewhere, talking about real good things, mental health, stuff with children. She's only 13. Ain't nothing wrong with a 13.
Meanwhile, Beyoncé, being the powerhouse she is said to be working behind the scenes to position Blue Ivy as the next big thing, whether Blue's ready or not. The source added, after all, what's a billion-dollar brand without a legacy act? Now, that line hit different. It's like they're not just building a career, but they're building a franchise around her. But of course, the fans aren't just sitting back and watching quietly. A lot of people have come forward calling out the situation, saying that all this pressure on a young girl is not okay. Supporters have been flooding timelines with messages like, let her grow up at her own pace, and she doesn't owe anyone a perfect image. They're pointing out how damaging this could be in the long run, constantly nitpicking her features, speculating about future changes, or pushing her into adult roles before she's ready. And then Tokyo Toni threw her 2 cents in, which really set social media on fire. She called out Beyoncé, saying, Blue's being placed in settings that might not be right for someone her age. Now, say what you want about Tokyo Toni, but when she's questioning your parenting moves, you know people are watching extra close. Blue Ivy's journey through fame ain't exactly one of a kind. A lot of celeb kids face public attention, but what makes her story hit different is how heavy and non-stop the pressure's been from day one. It's not just people being curious. It's like the world's been treating her like a brand instead of a person. Every move she makes, every photo, every outfit, every facial expression gets turned into a headline or meme. That level of attention is relentless. What makes it worse is how early it all started. Folks have been speculating about her looks and future like she's a public project. And let's be honest, most of it ain't even about her personally. It's about who she's related to. Being Beyoncé's daughter means Blue was born into a legacy, and with that came sky-high expectations that no one ever asked her if she even wanted to carry. The truth is, a lot of this pressure comes from how the world sees Beyoncé. Her image has been shaped, polished, and perfected for decades, and now people expect Blue to pick up that same torch and carry it flawlessly. The scrutiny is brutal because people aren't just watching Blue as a kid. They're watching her as Beyoncé's daughter, expecting her to perform at that level without missing a beat. That's a wild amount of pressure for anyone, let alone someone still figuring themselves out. Beyoncé's brand is like a machine, powerful, polished, and untouchable. But that machine comes with rules, especially when it comes to looks. Over the years, critics and fans alike have pointed out how Beyoncé has sometimes leaned into certain beauty ideals. Straightened hair, lighter makeup tones, and styles that fit more into the industry's mainstream image. Some people say it's about survival in a tough industry. Others say it's about trying to blend in with the Eurocentric standards the entertainment world pushes so hard. Whatever the reason, that image is now being linked to Blue, and that's where the pressure really starts to feel unfair. It's like the world expects Blue to follow that same formula. Same look, same grace, same poise. Like it's all written in some superstar handbook, but she's her own person.
Thank the judges for picking me, my parents who I love you, you sir.
And while the spotlight isn't going anywhere anytime soon, people are starting to realize just how much weight this fame thing puts on someone who didn't even choose it in the first place. This whole situation isn't just about one person. It's part of a bigger problem that's been lurking in the entertainment world for years. Critics have been pointing out how the industry always seems to spotlight certain looks while brushing others aside. Features that align with mainstream beauty ideals get all the praise, while everything else gets ignored, questioned, or criticized. And lately, that convo has blown wide open. Especially during Beyoncé's Renaissance era, people were quick to notice her lighter appearance during that time. That's when the internet lost its mind. Social media was flooded with rumors, threads, and hot takes accusing Beyoncé of trying to lighten her skin. It didn't take long before folks started saying she was trying to be something she's not. That's when things hit a boiling point. Tina Knowles, Beyoncé's mother, jumped in fast to shut it all down. She clapped back online and wrote, "She does a film called The Renaissance where the whole theme is silver, with silver hair, a silver carpet, and suggested silver attire. And you bozos decide that she's trying to be a white woman and is bleaching her skin. Duh, she wore silver hair to match her silver dress as a fashion statement, clown." And she wasn't done. Tina went on to say, "This girl minds her own business, she helps people whenever she can, she lifts up and promotes black women and underdogs at all times. She said what she said and she meant every word of it." But even with all that defense, the public still hasn't let up. What started as criticism of Beyoncé quickly slid right into the conversation about Blue Ivy. Now, people don't just see her as a young girl, they see her as an extension of the Beyoncé brand and expect her to match that image perfectly every time she steps out. That's the real issue here. The minute Blue shows her face in public, it's like she's being judged by adult standards, picked apart by people who think they have a say in how she's supposed to look. Whether it's her skin tone, her hair, or her vibe, people are watching like hawks. And that kind of energy is just too much for anyone, especially someone so young. And just like that, the comparisons start all over again. Every time Blue Ivy steps into the spotlight, people hit the replay button, lining her up next to Beyoncé like it's some kind of beauty contest. Beyoncé's straight hair, her polished skin, her whole carefully crafted look, all of that has quietly become the measuring stick. And guess what? A lot of folks act like Blue doesn't measure up just because she favors her dad more. It's wild. Let's be real. Jay-Z's a billionaire, a business mogul, and a legend in the game. But when it comes to how the media talks about his looks, the love's never really been there. People have joked, shaded, and memed him to death over the years. And now that same energy is getting passed down to Blue. That makes the whole situation even heavier. According to what the former surgeon is claiming, Beyoncé and Mama Tina are allegedly doing everything they can to help shift Blue's appearance, trying to play down the features that remind people of Jay-Z. And while that might sound extreme to the everyday person, in Hollywood, sadly, it's not even that surprising. In the celebrity world, image is currency, and people start young, way too young. These stars are raised under non-stop cameras and crazy expectations. So it's no wonder some families go to extreme lengths to fit the mold. And yes, even that young, it's happening. Let's not act like this is unheard of either. Bella Hadid herself has said she got her nose done at just 14. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. From cosmetic tweaks to enhancements, fillers, and more, there's a long list of young Hollywood stars who've had work done way before they even hit 18. And most of the time, it's brushed off like it's totally normal. So yeah, as wild as it sounds, this does happen. In the world of fame and filters, people are saying it's not even rare anymore. Word on the street is that a lot of celebrity parents allegedly push their kids into getting work done early, way before they're grown. That way, by the time the spotlight's on them heavy, they can just say it's natural or brush it off as puberty and growth. Sneaky, right? And now with all these whispers about Beyoncé and Mama Tina possibly pushing Blue toward that same path, fans are seriously divided. Some folks think it's just gossip. Others believe it's part of a whole brand strategy. But like that blind item said, at the end of the day, it might all be about securing the bag. Legacy over everything, even if it means shaping someone's future before they even have a say. But that brings us to the real question. What do you think? Is this all just crazy rumor talk? Or does it say something deeper about how the industry treats these celeb families? Should parents be making these kinds of decisions for their kids when the cameras are watching? Or is it all just part of the game in Hollywood? Go ahead and drop your thoughts in the comments. I need to hear what y'all are thinking after all this tea. If you're loving the drama, the breakdowns, and the deep dives, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell so you never miss what's really going on behind the velvet rope. Until next time, my stars and hushers, stay curious, stay bold, and I'll see you on the next one.